Back in 1999, my dad was right about the Assemblies of God. They are very judgmental. Now, when he first said that, I was offended, and I tried to defend it. I tried to defend the Assemblies of God, and I tried to justify it. I tried to prove it wrong. I tried to prove my dad wrong, but then God gave me a gift of discernment and deciphering, and over the years, all I can say is, Dad was right. The Assemblies of God are very judgmental. For one thing, they have the mindset of a know-it-all adolescent. In other words, they know everything, or they think they know everything. Assembly of God Christians, they can be very judgmental. For instance, they believe that sin, or just overall where we're not where we should be with God, like it's something we're doing or something we're not doing or not doing enough of, is the reason why we get hit with trial and tribulation. So therefore, if you tell anybody, if you go into an Assembly of God church, or if you're a Christian, if you meet any Assembly of God Christians and you tell them you're going through any kind of turmoil, and they're more likely to be quick to point fingers, saying like, well, you're doing something, or something you're not doing or not doing enough of. You got some kind of sin, hindrance, or wrongdoing in your life. And if you say like, well, who are you to judge? They're going to be like, excuse me, I'm judging you? Yeah, because what they don't know is that sin, hindrances, or wrongdoings, or stuff you're not doing or not doing enough of, is not exactly the reason why we go through trial and tribulation, why we go through a rough time in our life. Jesus said we will have trial and tribulation, but it's not always because of sin. Okay? So I know there's probably countless Assembly of God Christians watching this want to prove me wrong. Well, any of you Assembly of God Christians, if you think I'm wrong for saying that the Assemblies of God are very judgmental, then ask God, and He'll tell you whether if I'm right or wrong. He'll tell you whether if I'm full of crap. And see, according to Assembly of God theology and doctrine, that's why the Assemblies of God believe that sin is the main cause for all trial and tribulations. It's not so much trial and tribulation, but Assembly of God Christians, they're very judgmental with everything else. It's because they're such know-it-alls. Well, if anybody thinks I'm wrong, take it up with God, okay? Yeah, just try to justify, prove. Oh yeah, and let me add this. I feel like I'm like Columbo. Oh, and one other thing. Because many Assembly of God Christians, when I tell them they're judging me regarding like maybe trial or because of a situation or a bad circumstance, I'll say stuff like, well, who are you to judge? Can't remember everything in detail, but they try to prove me wrong, that they're not judging me, and then what's worse is they try to justify, they try to prove, saying that that I'm wrong and that I'm the one being judgmental. They want to try to justify it. Well, if any God's people in the Assemblies of God, you think you're not being judgmental when you judge somebody, when somebody points out that you're being judgmental, and if you think that other person is the one being judgmental, before you justify anything, before you try to prove the other person wrong, try to prove that you're right, take it up with God first, and He'll tell you who is being judgmental. There you have it, and God bless.